job after being the head coach at McMurry. He was replaced by Zach Pickelman, and then Cliff coached at Solwa State before taking the job at Mary Hardin Baylor a couple of years ago. And we're underway at Kimball Arena. Opening tip control by McMurry. Rob Charles brings the ball into the front court for the Warhawks. And we've got a ball kicked here by Mary Hardin Baylor. They're trying to come up with a steal. Wow, Rob Charles is not wearing fluorescent shoes tonight, just plain old white shoes. We've seen him wear fluorescent green, fluorescent orange. He's just got plain old white shoes tonight. Takes the inbounds pass. We're just underway. Glad to have you along on McMurraySports.com. Webb with the ball. He'll put up the three-pointer off the side of the iron, no good. Prince with the rebound for Mary Hardin Baylor. Prince brings the ball into the front court. 6'5", 215. He's a junior. He's a healthy specimen. Sam Reeves with the ball. Now back to Prince, and his shot is going to be spin in and good off the blocks on the right side. And the Crusaders take the early 2-0 lead over McMurray. Rob Charles, right wing. Back out to Webb. Now to Remy Minor. Minor pulls up, jumper on the way. Good. Hits the bottom of the net. And Remy Minor with the first field goal in the ball game knocks it all up at 2-2. We're a minute deep into the first half of the ball game. Mary Hardin Baylor with the ball in the front court. With the ball, this is Johnson. Passes to the right side, tipped by McMurray out of bounds. So Mary Hardin Baylor will inbound the ball in the corner. They have 17 seconds on the shot clock. 18:54 showing on the first half clock. Inbounding the ball. This is Kyle Wright. Gets it in to Josiah Johnson. He puts the one-hander in and good. So Johnson gives Mary Hardin Baylor a 4-2 lead. Rob Charles trots the ball into the front court for McMurray. 18:43 left to go. First half of the ball game. Just underway. Rob Charles, right side, driving layup, no good. Amir Yagbi almost had the rebound, but the ball slapped away from him. Here comes Mary Hardin Baylor back the other way. This is Prince with the dribble on the right wing. Held up there by Webb. They'll start all over again. 18:23 left to go. First half just underway. 4-2 lead for Mary Hardin Baylor. Jumper on the way, good. Hitting from the right elbow, that's Josiah Johnson, a 6'1", 185-pound junior from Big Sandy, which is located in East Texas. 6-2 lead for Mary Hardin Baylor. We go 2 minutes deep into the first half of the ball game. Rob Charles, bounce pass in the corner. Remy Minor, he'll put up the three, and that'll be good. Remy Minor parries the three-pointer. Right now it's Mary Hardin Baylor 6, Remy Minor 5. 17:48 left to go, first half of the ball game. 1 point lead for the Crusaders as they've got the ball at the front court. Sam Reeves along the sideline with the ball. Picked up defensively by Amir Yagbi. Now to Prince on the right wing. Thinks about the three, being guarded there by Devon Webb for McMurray. And then coming down the baseline, layup in and good. Scoring is going to be Sam Reeves coming down the baseline, back to an 8-5 lead now for Mary Hardin Baylor. 17:25 left to go. Long cross-court pass to Amir Yagbi on the left wing with the ball. Back outside to Rob Charles. He drives to the right wing, brings it back outside. 16 seconds on the shot clock for McMurray. Remy Minor with the dribble. He scored all 5 points so far for McMurray. Pulls up, puts up the jumper. Good. And Remy Minor has got all 7 points for McMurray. They trail by 1 and they settle back on defense. 8-7 in favor of Mary Hardin Baylor. 16:55 left to go here in the first half of the ball game. Mary Hardin Baylor with the ball in the front court. This is Kyle Wright. Pass to the right side to Prince. He'll try the three-pointer off the side of the iron. No good. Amir Yagbi with the rebound from McMurray. Passes ahead to Webb. Back outside to Rob Charles. He gives it to Amir Yagbi. He'll try the three. That's going to be off the side of the iron. No good. Rebound Prince for Mary Hardin Baylor. Bounce pass ahead to Kyle Wright. He drives to the right elbow, brings it back outside. Prince now gives off to Josiah Johnson. He'll try the three. That's way off the mark. 16:20 left to go, and we got a substitution here for Mary Hardin Baylor. Coming in, and now a substitution for McMurray. TJ Hilliard coming in, Colby Court coming in. Checking out for McMurray will be Rob Charles and Webb. So the 5 on the floor for McMurray: Colby Court, Remy Minor, TJ Hilliard, Michael Amir Yagbi, and CJ LeBlanc. 8-7. Mary Hardin Baylor with a 1 point lead. Warhawks with the ball. Chance to take the lead if they can score on this possession. Colby Cork, long cross-court pass to T.J. Hilliard. Gives off to Minor. He'll try another three from the left wing. That's off the mark, no good. Rebound to Miriagbe. Goes back up, and his shot's going to be short, no good. But Hilliard gets the rebound. He loses the ball. Ball loose, and it's going to be high ball, and the possession arrow will give the ball to McMurry. Well, the official indicated it was McMurry's ball. And now the other officials are saying it's going to be Mary Hardin Baylor's ball. And we got a timeout on the floor. 15:52 left to go here in the first half of the ball game. 8-7, Mary Hardin Baylor with the lead over McMurry in Game 2 of tonight's American Southwest Conference doubleheader. You're watching Warhawk basketball on McMurraySports.com. Presentation of Black Plumbing, Potosi Live, United Supermarkets, Pepsi, Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union, MCM Elegante Suites, First Financial Bank, VIP Sports Getaway, Abilene Bone and Joint, and Raising Cane's. 8-7 the lead for Mary Hardin Baylor as we hit the timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our McMurray cheerleaders.
Seven is our score. Crusaders with the lead over McMurray. Taking a look at the early stats in this ball game, McMurray is 3 of 7 for just under 43% shooting, 1 of 4 on three-point tries. They've yet to get to the free throw line. Meanwhile, Mary Hardin Baylor 4 of 6 for 66.7%, but they're 0 for 2 on three-point tries, and they too have yet to get to the free throw line. 15:35 left to go, first half of the ball game. Crusaders with the ball. This is Luke Feely. Now he puts up a shot that's going to be no good. T.J. Hilliard almost had the rebound. Mary Hardin Baylor, though, slapping it from going out of bounds. They give it to C.J. LeBlanc. His layup in and good. C.J. LeBlanc put on the accelerator there, and McMurray takes a 9-8 lead. After the miss by Mary Hardin Baylor, and C.J. LeBlanc gets his first bucket in the ballgame. 6'1", 155-pound sophomore from Dallas. Turnover here. Here comes Hilliard back the other way, and he's got the lay-in that spins in and good. T.J. Hilliard with his first field goal in the ballgame, and the Warhawks take an 11-8 lead. 14:46 left to go, first half of the ballgame. Warhawks with the early lead over Mary Hardin Baylor. Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. Mary Hardin Baylor won it 82-52. And whistle here. Foul evidently is going to be called on McMurray. Foul's going to be called on Remy Minor. That's his first, team's first. 14:36 left to go, first half. Going to the free throw line for Mary Hardin Baylor will be Luke Feely, 6'4", 210 sophomore from Argyle, Texas. Goes to the free throw line here, shooting 2. First one on its way, short, no good. Gets another free throw coming his way. 14:36 left to go, first half. Second free throw is good. Makes it 11-9. The McMurray lead is 2. Colby Cork, Remy Minor, Michael Miriagbe, T.J. Hilliard, and C.J. LeBlanc, the 5 on the floor for McMurray. Bounce pass to Colby Cork. Top of the circle with the ball. Feeds to C.J. LeBlanc. His lay-in and good. Good feed there from Colby Cork. And LeBlanc gets the layup. And McMurray's got a 13-9 lead with 14:15 left to go. First half of the ball game here at Kimball Arena. Almost a steal, but keeping the ball in bounds is Mary Hardin Baylor. That's Peyton Brooks, former Abilene High Eagle, in the ball game now. Number 3 for Mary Hardin Baylor. Pass to the left side down the baseline. And McMurray with good defense there to stymie that opportunity. LeBlanc will put up the 3. Back iron, no good. Long rebound. Mary Hardin Baylor has got it. That's Josiah Johnson, who feeds to Feely. His shot in and out. Tip is going to be in and good. Scoring on the tip for Mary Hardin Baylor is going to be Josiah Johnson. That cuts the McMurry lead to 13-11. 13:34 left to go. Ball loose in the front court. Turnover committed by McMurry. Here come the Crusaders after the McMurry turnover. Shot is going to be in and good. Josiah Johnson from Big Sandy scores, ties the ball game up at 13-13. 13:15 left to go. First half of the ball game. Remy Minor brings the ball into the front court. Next opportunity, Garcia will check in from McMurry. Also will be checking in shortly from McMurray will be Ethan Rodella. Three-pointer short, no good. Rebound, Mary Hardin Baylor. Carson Hammond coming out of there with a long rebound. Chance here for Mary Hardin Baylor to take the lead if they score on this possession. But the ball lost out of bounds by Mary Hardin Baylor. Turnover committed by the Crusaders. Coming in from McMurray, Rodella taking the place of C.J. LeBlanc checking out as well, along with Michael Amiriagni. So you got Colby Cork, Remy Minor, P.J. Hilliard, Garcia, who just checked in, and Rodella, who just checked in. 12:45 left to go. First half, 13-13 tie. McMurray with the ball in the front court. Garcia on the perimeter. Pass to Remy Minor. Minor sees an opening, drives to the left elbow. Underneath, the shot's going to be in and good. Good pass there to T.J. Hilliard. Hilliard down with a couple of field goals, and McMurray regains the lead at 15-13. 12:23 left to go. First half of the ball game. Prince with the ball on the right wing for Mary Hardin Baylor. Puts in the one-hander that's going to be good. Nice touch on that one from the right side. Ties the game at 15-15. We approach 12 minutes left to go. First half of the ball game. Remy Minor brings the ball into the front court for McMurray. Sees an opening. Goes to the right side. Down to Rodella. He'll try the three. That's going to be in and out, no good. And we have Colby Cork called for a foul. Cork will be called for the foul. That's his first, team second. Only the second foul called so far in the ball game. And we've got a media timeout on the floor. 11:54 left to go. First half of the ball game. 15-15 McMurray and Mary Hardin Baylor locked up in a tie here at Kimball Arena as you're watching Warhawk basketball on McMurraysports.com. Presentation of Potosi Live, United Supermarkets, Pepsi, Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union, MCM Elegante Suites, First Financial Bank, VIP Sports Getaway, Abilene Bone and Joint, Raising Cane's, and Black Plumbing. Taking a look at the numbers, McMurray right now is 7 of 14 from the field for 50%. They're 1 of 7 on three-point tries for just over 14%. They've yet to get to the free throw line. McMurray being led in scoring with Remy Minor by 7 points, and then you got C.J. LeBlanc with 4 and T.J. Hilliard with 4. Meanwhile, for Mary Hardin Baylor, they're 7 of 11 from the field for just under 64% shooting. They're 0 for 3 on three-point tries and 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 50%. The Crusaders being led by Josiah Johnson with 8 of their 15 points. (15-15) is our score. 11:54 left to go. First half of the ball game. Earlier tonight in game 1 of the doubleheader, Mary Hardin Baylor won the women's ball game 82-52. So the Warhawks need a win to get a split of this American Southwest Conference twin bill. More action coming here Saturday afternoon when Concordia will be here. 1 o'clock start for the women's game, 3 o'clock start for the men, and we'll have it for you as well here on McMurraysports.com. Three-pointer no good. Prince with the rebound. Feeds underneath. Shot no good, but we got a whistle and a foul. Going to the free throw line will be Nathan Stoles. And the foul will be called on Ethan Rodella. That is his first, team's third. Nothing yet called on Mary Hardin Baylor. At the free throw line, this is going to be Stoles, a 6'6", 205 sophomore from College Station. And the first free throw rattles in and good. Mary Hardin Baylor takes a 16-15 lead. One more free throw now coming for Stoles. Second one no good. Cork with the rebound from McMurray. Chance for the Warhawks to score on this possession and regain the lead in the ballgame. 11:22 left to go here in the first half. Rob Charles drives, layup in and good. Rob Charles sees an opening down the right side. And there's the first field goal in the ball game for the junior from Houston. And the Warhawks lead 17-16 as we approach 11-11 left to go here in the first half of the ball game. Gibson Hearn with the pass. Young man from Cisco, former Cisco Lobo in the ball game now for Mary Hardin Baylor. Josiah Johnson, spin shot right side, no good. Rob Charles with the rebound for McMurry. Hustles the ball into the front court, sees an opening, and we've got the ball last touched out of bounds by Mary Hardin Baylor. Rob Charles being aggressive there. At least McMurry will have 24 seconds on the shot clock as they inbound the ball baseline left. 24 seconds on the shot clock, 10:49 going on the first half clock. They get it into Garcia. Takes it back outside to Rob Charles on the right wing. 19 seconds on the shot clock for McMurry. Charles goes to the right elbow. Now throws the ball away. Trying to go to T.J. Hilliard, but intercepting it is Josiah Johnson for Mary Hardin Baylor. Turnover committed by McMurry. Here come the Crusaders, trailing by 1 to McMurry. Three-pointer from the corner, off the iron, no good. Rebound, Josiah Johnson. Heavy traffic puts up the shot. That's going to drop in and good. 1 point lead for Mary Hardin Baylor at 18-17 as we approach the midway point, first half of the ball game. Pass ahead to Garcia, who was not ready for it. Turnover committed by McMurray. Johnson three-pointer, bingo, bottom of the net. Makes it now 21-17. And Rob Charles just slammed the chair with both hands after that turnover that gave that three-point opportunity for Mary Hardin Baylor. So the Crusaders now lead 21-17 with 10:04 showing on the first half clock as you're watching Warhawk basketball on McMurrySports.com. McMurray continues to shoot well from the field. Matter of fact, both teams are shooting well. McMurray is 8 of 16 for 50%, but they're 1 of 7 on three-point tries for just over 14%. McMurray yet to get to the free throw line. Mary Hardin Baylor is 9 of 16 from the field for better than 56% shooting. 1 of 6 on three-point tries for just over 16%. They're 2 of 4 from the free throw line. In the corner, T.J. Hilliard passes in the corner. This is going to be Rodella. Now gives off to Remy Minor. Tries to go underneath the T.J. Hilliard, but it's off his hands out of bounds. Turnover committed by McMurray. That's now 5 turnovers committed by McMurray. 9:47 left to go, first half. A 4-point lead for Mary Hardin Baylor, 21-17. McMurray's sort of hit a lull right now. They need to get going again on offense. Crusaders with the ball in the front court. This is Gibson Hearn, number 2. Gives off to Josiah Johnson. Left side puts up the shot, no good. Rebound, Rodella for McMurray. Pass ahead to Remy Minor. Minor brings the ball in the front court. Bounce pass to Amiri Ogbe. Amiri Ogbe then loses the ball out of bounds. Amiri Ogbe was undecided on what to do, whether to try to put up the three or drive in, and instead lost the ball out of bounds. Another turnover committed by McMurray. Indecision costing the Warhawks there with 9:23 left to go, first half. For the Warhawks, it's Amiri Ogbe, Colby Court, Rodella, Garcia, and Remy Minor. Or check that, Corby Carr. Oh, here's a turnover committed by Mary Hardin Baylor. And Mary Ogbe going back the other way, and his layup in and good. It is awkward, but he does score. And that's the first field goal of the ball game for Mary Ogbe, when it looked like he almost could have ripped his groin in half as he took a sort of awkward path to the bucket. Three-pointer on the way by Mary Hardin Baylor is good. Hitting from the corner is Josiah Johnson for Mary Hardin Baylor. Gives the Crusaders a 5-point lead at 24-19. 8:48 left to go. First half of the ball game. Remy Minor passes to Amiri Ogbe on the right wing. His pass in the corner to Rodella. Three-pointer. Bingo! Rodella hits the three-pointer. 6 foot, 165 freshman from Bastrop. And that pulls McMurray within 2 at 24-22 as he hits the three-pointer from the corner. Crusaders with the ball in the front court. Josiah Johnson to Prince. Prince will try the three. That's good. There was no arc on that shot whatsoever, but it makes it 27-22. Back to a 5-point lead for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Mary Ogby waiting for some help. Now he sees an opening, passes to the right side to Remy Minor. He'll try the three. Off the side of the iron, no good. Ball loose along the baseline, and it'll be picked up by Mary Hardin-Baylor. Gibson Hearn brings the ball into the front court for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Former Cisco Lobo in the ball game now. Prince dishes off underneath. Shot is going to be in and good. Scoring for Mary Hardin-Baylor, that's going to be Luke Feely, sophomore from Argyle, Texas. Now, Mary Hardin-Baylor has opened up a 7-point lead at 29-22. This is the biggest lead in the ball game for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Mary Ogby will try the three from the corner. Good. Mary Ogby hits his first three-pointer in the ball game, and that's the second three-pointer for the Warhawks. Pulls McMurry within 4 at 29-25. 7:18 left to go, first half of the ball game. In the corner, Mary Hardin-Baylor will try the three. Back iron, no good. TJ Hilliard with the rebound from McMurray. He hustles the ball into the front court. Bounce pass, and that's going to be tapped out of bounds by Gibson Hearn. And that would have been an easy bucket for Rodella, but a really good play there for Mary Hardin-Baylor. And we have 7:01 showing on the game clock for the first half. 29-24, Mary Hardin-Baylor with the lead over the Warhawks at Game 2 of tonight's American Southwest Conference doubleheader as you're watching the action on McMurraySports.com. Okay, an updated look at the official numbers in this ball game. McMurray continued. Both teams are shooting well from the field. 11-21 from McMurray, better than 52% shooting. They're now 3 of 10 on three-point tries for 30%, but the Warhawks have yet to get to the free throw line. Meanwhile, for Mary Hardin-Baylor, they're 12-21 for better than 57% from the field. 3 of 9 on three-point tries for 33.3%, and 2 of 4 from the free throw line for 50%. Following the timeout, McMurray has the ball in the front court. Mary Ogby puts up the shot. That was too strong. Rebound comes down to Feely for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Biggest lead so far in this ball game for Mary Hardin-Baylor, a 7-point lead. They lead here 29-25. 6:43 left to go. Ball loose along the baseline. Hearn keeps it alive, gives off to Peyton Brooks, and his shot's going to be no good. Hearn comes up with the rebound. Now to Feely in the lane with the ball. Now to Josiah Johnson. He'll try the three, spins in and out, no good. Rebound TJ Hilliard. Hilliard hustles the ball into the front court for McMurray. Sees an opening, drives in, layup good. TJ Hilliard now with 6 points in the ball game. Pulls the Warhawks within 2 at 29-27. 6:15 left to go, first half of the ball game. Josiah Johnson brings the ball in the front court, gives off to Prince for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Prince on the left wing with the ball, picked up defensively by Mary Ogby. Now long cross-court pass to Josiah Johnson. He goes to the right elbow, spin move, kicks it back outside to Prince on the left wing. 6 seconds on the shot clock, and we got a foul here. Foul's going to be called on Mary Ogby. And for him, that's going to be his first. And that's the fourth foul called on McMurray. No fouls yet on Mary Hardin-Baylor with 5:50 left to go. How do you go more than 14 minutes and not have a single foul called? Peyton Brooks gets the ball in. Josiah Johnson, three-pointer, back iron, no good. Ball tipped up in the air. Colby Quirk gives it to Remy Minor. Minor with a pass ahead to C.J. LeBlanc. Blanc down the baseline. Back out to Remy Minor. Baseline left. Puts up the shot. Ooh, off the iron. No good. Rebound Johnson for Mary Hardin-Baylor. 2-point lead for the Crusaders as they get the ball into the front court. 5.5 minutes left to go. First half of the ball game. Ball lost out of bounds by Mary Hardin Baylor. Turnover committed by the Crusaders. Warhawks get the ball back. 5:21 left to go here in the first half of the ball game. 29-27. Mary Hardin Baylor with the lead. Rob Charles brings the ball into the front court. Gives off to Colby Cork on the left side. He loses the ball. Ball loose at midcourt, and Mary Hardin Baylor has got it after the turnover committed by McMurray. Now TJ Hilliard, they called for the reach-in. Hilliard called for the reach-in. Happened to do that right in front of the official with 5:07 showing on the first half clock. That's 5 fouls called on McMurray, and still amazingly nothing on Mary Hardin Baylor. Carson Hammond will inbound the ball for Mary Hardin Baylor. Shot is going to be in and out, no good. And we got a foul here called on Prince of Mary Hardin Baylor. And there's the first foul called on the Crusaders in this ball game, going over the back of one of the Warhawks. 5:02 left to go. First half of the ball game. 2-point lead for Mary Hardin Baylor. They have led by as many as 7 points. Rob Charles drives in. His layup in and good. We're tied. Rob Charles now with a couple of buckets in this ball game. 29-29 is our new score. 4:45 left to go. Prince will bring the ball into the front court for Mary Hardin Baylor. Gives off now to Stoles. Back to Prince on the left wing. Josiah Johnson, he'll put up the three, spins in and out, no good. Webb with the rebound from McMurray. Gives it off to Rob Charles. Charles, top of the circle with the ball, gives to Webb. He'll try the three. Back iron, long shot, no good. Webb gets it back. Sees an opening, goes to the right, blocks. Now back out to Rob Charles. He'll try the three. That's off the iron, no good. Stoles with the rebound for Mary Hardin Baylor. 29-29 as we go under 4 minutes and left to go here in the first half. Three-pointer on the way in and good. Hitting that one is Carson Hammond, a junior from Belton, Texas, who transferred to Mary Hardin Baylor from Western Texas College up in Snyder. 32-29, three-point bulge now for Mary Hardin Baylor. Colby Cork sees an opening, drives into the lane, puts up a shot, no good, but we got a whistle and a foul. Foul's going to be called on Josiah Johnson. And with 3:41 left to go, we've got a media timeout. 32-29. Mary Hardin Baylor with a 3-point lead over the Warhawks. As you're watching Warhawk basketball on McMurrySports.com.
Once again, we have a reminder for all the latest information on McMurry Athletics. Visit McMurrySports.com. That is McMurrySports.com. Also, follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter.
Taking a look at the official numbers in this ball game, TJ Hilliard is now the leading scorer for McMurray with 8 points for the Warhawks. Remy Miner's got 7 points for McMurray. C.J. LeBlanc and Rob Charles with 4 points apiece. McMurray shooting 13 of 27 from the field for just over 48% shooting. 3 of 13 on three-point tries for just over 23%, and they've still yet to get to the free throw line. Meanwhile, Mary Hardin Baylor being led by Josiah Johnson, who's got 16 of their 32 points. And as a team, Mary Hardin Baylor 13 of 26 for 50%. They're 4 of 13 on three-point tries for just under 31% shooting, and they're 2 of 4 from the free throw line. And for the first time in the ball game, Colby Court goes to the free throw line for McMurray. First chance the Warhawks have get some points here at the charity stripe. Colby, sophomore from Dallas. First free throw, short. Another free throw now coming for Colby. And that one is good. First point in the ball game for Colby. Makes it now 32-30. 2-point lead for Mary Hardin Baylor. Colby Court, C.J. LeBlanc, Webb, Remy Miner, and Rob Charles, the 5 on the floor for McMurray. 3:28 left to go. First half of the ball game. This is Feely. Right elbow with the ball. Takes it back outside to Stoles. 10 seconds on the shot clock to Josiah Johnson. He'll try the three. That's good. Josiah Johnson now has got 19 points in this ball game for Mary Hardin Baylor. And that gives the Crusaders now a 35-30 lead. Their biggest lead, a 7-point lead earlier in this first half. Rob Charles right side. Ball loose. And we got a foul here called on Mary Hardin Baylor. Cliff Carroll, the head coach for Mary Hardin Baylor, didn't like that call, but hey, it's going to be called on Luke Feely. 2:59 left to go here in the first half. Michael Imuriagbe will check into the next opportunity with TJ Hilliard. And going to the free throw line, Rob Charles for McMurry. Got a couple of field goals. Now a free throw to give him 5 points in the ball game. Hilliard comes in for Webb, and Imuriagbe comes in for Colby Court. Remy Minor, C.J. LeBlanc, and Rob Charles stay on the floor for McMurry. 2:59 left to go, first half. Another free throw coming for Rob, and this one is also good. So McMurry finally gets to the free throw line, and now they're 3 of 4. Makes it 35-32, 2:55 left to go. Mary Hardin Baylor with the lead here in the first half. Ball lost out of bounds. Last touch by one of the Warhawks. And Josiah Johnson landed hard. He's a little slow getting up. That's one thing about a hardwood basketball floor. You don't bounce very well. Stops the clock with 2:50 left to go here in the opening half. Earlier tonight, game one of the doubleheader, Mary Hardin Baylor beating the McMurry women 82-52. Men's game now underway, and Mary Hardin Baylor leading 35-32. Three-pointer no good. TJ Hilliard with the rebound from McMurray. His pass ahead to C.J. LeBlanc. His reverse high off the glass, no good. Trying to make something happen there. And Prince drives in, puts up the shot baseline left, hits the iron, and then rolls in for a bucket. Makes it 37-32. 5-point lead for Mary Hardin Baylor with 2:25 left to go. Quiet first half so far for Imuriagbe. McMurray's leading scorer. Pass to the left side. Driving in, slam dunk, that's T.J. Hilliard. T.J. Hilliard giving the crowd something to cheer about. Makes it 37-34 with just over 2 minutes left to go. Two-handed slam there, and Prince on the other end. His shot no good. Hilliard with the rebound. He quickly brings the ball into the front court for McMurray. Gives off to Remy Minor. Baseline left. Ball ricochets off the backboard. LeBlanc tries to drive in, but the ball partially blocked by Mary Hardin Baylor. So a couple of opportunities here for C.J. LeBlanc, and he's come away empty-handed on the last two possessions for McMurray. McMurray can get him warmed up in the second half, and there's a turnover committed by Mary Hardin Baylor. Pass too tall over on the far side. Pass was intended for Kyle Wright. He's listed at 5'10". He needed to be 6'2" to bring that pass down. So the minute 37 left to go here in the first half. McMurray gets the ball back following the turnover by Mary Hardin Baylor. Rob Charles with the dribble for McMurray. To the left wing, junior from Houston. Bounce pass right side to T.J. Hilliard, so that he steps out of bounds with the ball. Another turnover by McMurray. That's now at least 8 turnovers committed by McMurray so far. Minute 23 left to go, first half. 37-34, still a 3-point lead for Mary Hardin Baylor as the Crusaders bring the ball into the front court. Pass almost stolen by Remy Minor. But keeping the ball is Mary Hardin Baylor. Shot from the corner, no good. Rob Charles loses the ball. Bounce pass underneath the Feely. 1 minute left to go, 39-34, as Mary Hardin Baylor comes up with a bucket right there, taking the ball away from McMurray. Remy Minor, right side. The ball was intended for Imuriagbe, but it's intercepted by Josiah Johnson. Pass to the left side. That shot's going to be blocked out of bounds by McMurray. 38.4 seconds left to go. 3-point try from the left wing, no good, as it was blocked out of bounds by McMurray. And that's going to be Carson Hammond who inbounds the ball for Mary Hardin Baylor. Baseline left. Gets it into Josiah Johnson. 35 seconds left to go, first half. So Johnson on the left wing. Long cross-court pass to Wright. He pulls up, one-hander, trickles in, and good. Timeout call by Mary Hardin Baylor. 21.2 seconds left to go. Crusaders now leading 41-34. This match is the biggest lead that the Crusaders had so far here in the first half of this ball game. 41-34. Mary Hardin Baylor with the lead as you're watching Warhawk basketball on McMurrySports.com. Presentation of Pepsi, Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union, MCM Elegante Suites, First Financial Bank, VIP Sports Getaway, Abilene Bone and Joint, Raising Cane's, Black Plumbing, Potosi Live, and United Supermarkets.
McMurray inbound, he got a timeout. 21 seconds to go.
21 seconds left to go in the first half of the ball game. 41-34. Mary Hardin Baylor matching its biggest lead here in the first half with a 7-point advantage over the Warhawks. McMurray trying to chip away going into intermission. TJ Hilliard to Remy Minor. Shot no good. Tip is in go by Michael Amiriagbi. Offensive rebound on the stick back, and the shot at the buzzer off the rim no good. And we head to halftime with our score. McMurray in the home white uniforms. The visitors from Mary Hardin Baylor in the dark purple uniforms. Rob Charles, C.J. LeBlanc, T.J. Hilliard, Michael Amiriagbi, and Remy Minor, the 5 on the floor for McMurray to start the second half. Amiriagbi drives in, shot too strong, off the rim no good. An opportunity there for the Warhawks to open up the second half, but the bucket at point-blank range just didn't get the friendly roll. On the other end, layup here is going to be in and good. Kyle Wright scores for Mary Hardin Baylor, and they open up a 43-36 lead. Matches the biggest lead that the Crusaders have had so far in this ball game. We're just underway, second half at Kimball Arena. Pass to the right side, and Amiriagbi. He'll try the three. That's going to be short, no good. Remy Minor with the rebound, gives off to C.J. LeBlanc. Back to Minor on the left wing. His long cross-court pass to T.J. Hilliard. He drives in. His one-hander's going to be in and good. T.J. Hilliard down, the first Warhawk in double digits with 10 points. Pulls McMurray within 5 at 43-38. We're a minute deep into the second half. Three-pointer on the way in and good. Hitting is going to be Sam Reeves, a sophomore from Thorndale, Texas. Transferred to Mary Hardin Baylor from Sul Ross State. On the other end, shot by McMurray is going to be no good. Ball tipped around. Reeves has got it. 46-38. Biggest lead in the ball game right now for Mary Hardin Baylor. Now Prince will try the three. That's good. Wow, back-to-back threes, and Mary Hardin Baylor now has opened up a 49-38 lead over McMurray. McMurray cannot afford to have a offensive slump. Whistle here. Foul will be called on Mary Hardin Baylor. Foul's going to be called on Kyle Wright. McMurray will inbound the ball. Baseline right. 18:22 showing on the second half clock. Interesting faces here at the ball game tonight. Brett Tanner, who ACU head men's basketball coach, is here. Jordan Neal, McMurray football coach, is here. Phil Libby is here. Of course, Bill's here all the time. And we're glad you're along with us on McMurrySports.com. Three-pointer on the way. That's partially blocked by McMurray. 18:04 left to go here in the ball game. Remy Minor gives off to Amiriagbi. He'll try the three. In and out, no good. Ty Prince was the only one there to come down with the rebound. And an opportunity here for Mary Hardin Baylor to increase their lead. They already have a double-digit advantage. And McMurray under a slow start to start the second half of this ball game. This is Gibson Hearn. Takes it back outside to Prince. He'll try the three. That's going to be in and out, no good. Ball loose along the baseline. Last touch out of bounds by one of the Warhawks. C.J. LeBlanc, evidently, the last one to touch it. So it will be Mary Hardin Baylor's ball. Baseline left, 17:35 left to go here in the ball game. 20 seconds on the shot clock as Wright inbounds the ball. Baseline left for Mary Hardin Baylor. Ball loose along the baseline, but Johnson has got it for Mary Hardin Baylor. Tries to pass down the baseline, but Reeves couldn't find the handle. And for a hully-gully player right now. Now here's a shot in the corner. Three-pointer on the way, off the iron, no good. Rebound, Mary Hardin Baylor. Now they go back underneath to Hearn. He gives off to Johnson, and the tip will be good by Prince, and a timeout call by Zach Pickelman, the head coach of McMurray. His Warhawks have fallen behind 51-38. Here in the second half of the ball game, Mary Hardin Baylor has outscored McMurray 10-2 to start the second half, and with 17:06 left to go, Zach Pickelman wants to call a timeout for his Warhawks to try if they can stem this surge right now for Mary Hardin Baylor. 17:06 left to go, 51-38, Mary Hardin Baylor with the lead. You're watching Warhawk basketball on McMurrySports.com, presentation of Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union, MCM Elegante Suites, First Financial Bank, VIP Sports Getaway, Abilene Bone and Joint, Raising Cane's, Black Plumbing, Potosi Live, United Supermarkets, and Pepsi. Here in the second half, McMurray is 1 of 5 from the field for 20%, whereas Mary Hardin Baylor is 4 of 8 for 50%, and 2 of those 4 buckets have been three-pointers to help them get off to this 10-2 start the second half of this ball game. Now open up this 13-point lead with 17:06 left to go. P.J. Hilliard with 10 points leading McMurray. Meanwhile, 2 of the Crusaders in double digits. Josiah Johnson with 19 points and Ty Prince with 14 points for Mary Hardin Baylor. Only 1 foul called so far on Mary Hardin Baylor here in the second half. Nothing yet on McMurray. Coming out of the timeout, Remy Minor, Colby Court, Michael Amiriagbe, T.J. Hilliard, and Ethan Rodella, the 5 on the floor right now for McMurray, and veteran head coach Zach Pickelman. Hilliard passes, the ball's loose down the baseline, and Michael Amiriagbe gets that one to drop. Boy, that was a bullet for Amiriagbe now. That gives him 7 points in the ball game. Underneath, Mary Hardin Baylor shot no good, but we got a whistle and a foul here. Foul's going to be called on Amiriagbe, and that's going to be his second, team's first here in the second half. 16:35 left to go here in the ball game. 51-40 in favor of Mary Hardin Baylor. At the free throw line, this is Luke Feely, 6'4", 210, sophomore from Argyle, Texas. First free throw on his way, good. Biggest lead for Mary Hardin Baylor. A 13-point advantage just a few minutes ago. They hit another free throw here, and they'll match that lead. And they do so. 16:35 left to go in the ball game, and the Warhawks have got a mountain to climb. But they have lots of time. Remy Minor with the dribble for McMurray. Puts up the shot. That's going to be in and out, no good. Rebound, Mary Hardin Baylor. We'll see the rebound numbers in this ball game so far. Mary Hardin Baylor out-rebounding McMurray, 21-18. Shot here good. Josiah Johnson hits for Mary Hardin Baylor. That now makes it 55-40. A 15-point advantage now for Mary Hardin Baylor. Toby Quirk with the ball in the front court. Almost has it stolen away, but he gives up to Ethan Rodella. He goes to the left wing with the ball, and the ball taken away by Mary Hardin Baylor. Another turnover committed by McMurray. Shot is going to be no good. Tip is no good. Second tip is no good. And finally getting the ball is going to be Colby Court for McMurray. Gives off in the corner. Back out to Amiriagbe. He'll try the three. Bingo. Amiriagbe hits the three-pointer. That now gives him 10 points in the ball game and cuts him to a lead of 12 points for Mary Hardin Baylor. But then T.J. Hilliard is called for the foul. Stopping the clock with 15:25 left to go in the game. On Hilliard, that's his second. Team's second here in the second half. And we got a timeout on the floor. 15:25 left to go. It's Mary Hardin Baylor 55, McMurray 43. You're watching Warhawk basketball on McMurrySports.com. Presentation of MCM Elegante Suites, First Financial Bank, VIP Sports Getaway, Abilene Bone and Joint, Raising Cane's, Black Plumbing, Potosi Live, United Supermarkets, Pepsi, and Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union. Warhawk basketball is live on McMurrySports.com. McMurray is now 18 of 40 from the field for 45% overall in the ball game. 4 of 17 on three-point tries for 23.5%. 3 of 4 from the free throw line for 75%. Two Warhawks are in double digits. Michael McMurry has got 12 points to lead McMurray. TJ Hilliard is next with 10 points. Meanwhile, for Mary Hardin-Baylor, 22 of 43 for better than 51% shooting. 7 of 21 on three-point tries for 33.3%, and 4 of 6 from the free throw line for 66.7%. And there are two Crusaders in double figures. Josiah Johnson with 21 points, and Ty Prince with 14 points for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Following the timeout, jumper on the way by Johnson, good. Josiah Johnson continues to fill it up for Mary Hardin-Baylor, gives him 23 points in the ball game. And the Crusaders now lead 57 to 43. For the Warhawks is Rob Charles, Remy Minor, Colby Cork. Remy Minor rubbing his left knee right now. Ethan Rodella, Michael Amiri-Agbe, the 5 on the floor right now for McMurray. Rob Charles with the ball on the right wing, 8 seconds left to go. In the corner, this is Amiri-Agbe, pulls up baseline, left shot too strong. Rebound for Mary Hardin-Baylor by Peyton Brooks. Former Abilene High Eagle. Three-pointer on the way, off the iron, no good. Rebound, Rob Charles from McMurray. Here come the Warhawks back the other way, and the ball tipped out of bounds. Good play there by Mary Hardin-Baylor to spoil what would have been a great setup for a bucket for Remy Minor going down the baseline. The pass a little bit too tall, but nonetheless a good job there by Mary Hardin-Baylor to spoil the apple cart. Rodella on the blocks on the left side. Back out to Remy Minor. 14:28 left to go in the ball game. Rob Charles with the dribble, right side, driving layup in and good. Rob Charles down the ball game with 8 points for McMurray. Makes it now 57-45, a lead of a dozen points with just over 14 minutes left to go for Mary Hardin-Baylor. On the other end, shot in and good. Ty Prince scores for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Back to a lead of 14 points for Mary Hardin-Baylor at 59-45 as we go under 14 minutes and counting left to go here in the ball game. Remy Minor left wing with the ball. Back out to Rob Charles. Charles drives in, one-hander partially blocked, but getting the ball back is Colby Cork, and he hits the deck. And he's a little slow getting up, but he appears to be okay. Foul's going to be called on Peyton Brooks, and going to the free throw line for McMurray is going to be Colby Cork, 6'5", 245 sophomore from Dallas. Clock is stopped with 13:47 left to go. That foul called on Nathan Stoles, his first, team second. Both teams with 2 team fouls apiece here in the second half. First free throw, no good. One more free throw coming for Cork. And that one is good. Cork now with 2 points in the ball game, both coming from the free throw line. Makes it 59-46. 13:43 left to go. Mary Hardin-Baylor with the lead. This is Stoles with the ball, pass to the right side to Prince. On the blocks on the right side, puts up the shot short, no good. Then he gets the offensive rebound of his own missed shot to score for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Makes it 61-46 with 13:25 left to go in the ball game. Reverse layup in and good, but it's not going to count. Foul occurred before Rob Charles sank the shot. Gibson Hearn, a sophomore from Cisco, the guilty party. So McMurray will inbound the ball baseline left. 13:23 showing on the second half clock. 22 seconds on the shot clock. This is Remy Minor. Gets it into Colby Cork. Back to Remy Minor. Now Ethan Rodella kicks it back out to Rob Charles. Charles right wing with the ball. Now to Remy Minor. Minor season opening. Left elbow puts up the shot. In and out, no good. Boy, McMurray right now just can't get anything to fall in the second half of this ball game. On the other end, Stoles will put up the three. Back in and out, no good. Rebound McMurray. TJ Hilliard gets the rebound. Season opening, drives in, and we got a foul. They're going to call that on T.J. Hilliard. And he is in a state of disbelief as he just picked up his third foul, called for the charge. And that evens up at team fouls at 3 apiece here in the second half. 12:50 left to go. The McMurray bench right now with their jaws agape at what they felt was a missed call by the officials. 12:40 left to go in the ball game. Ball loose. Ball tipped around. And some temper starting to flare a little bit over how this second half has started for McMurray. Cooler heads trying to prevail. So at 12:35 left to go, Mary Hardin-Baylor still has the ball. Prince, three-pointer, off the side of the iron, no good. And a shot no good here, but we got a whistle and foul called on McMurray. Foul's going to be called on Colby Court. That's his second. And that's now 4 fouls called on McMurray. 61-46, Mary Hardin-Baylor with the lead. A foul on Court, his third. I missed one somewhere. That's 4 team fouls on McMurray, 3 team fouls on Mary Hardin-Baylor. Stoles the free throw line, hits it. Clock is stopped with 12:27 left to go in the ball game. Second free throw, back iron, no good. And losing the ball is Rob Charles. Stoles gets it back and scores for Mary Hardin-Baylor. One of those nights for the Warhawks. Makes it 64-46. Almost a steal here by Hearn, and then Hearn will be called for the foul at midcourt. 12:09 left to go, and that foul on Hearn, his second, and that evens up team fouls at 4 apiece here. An 18-point lead for Mary Hardin-Baylor, the biggest lead they've had so far in this ball game. They have steadily pulled away from McMurray here in the second half of this ball game. Rodella with the dribble for McMurray. Now gives off to T.J. Hilliard in the corner. Remy Minor, three-pointer, spins in and good. Remy Minor gets his second three-pointer in the ball game. Now gives him 10 points overall. Makes it now 64-49, a 15-point lead for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Stoles in heavy traffic, throws the ball away. Here comes Hilliard back the other way. He's got the two-handed slam. T.J. Hilliard now with a dozen points in the ball game. Pulls McMurray within 13 at 64-51. 11:33 left to go. Mary Hardin-Baylor with the ball in the front court. They work the ball back around to Josiah Johnson. His three-pointer, good. Wow. Mary Hardin-Baylor just shooting lights out here. And they now open up a 67-51 lead over McMurray with 11:11 left to go here in the ball game. Rob Charles on the right wing with the ball for the Warhawks. Gives it back out to Remy Minor. One-hander. That's going to be short. No good. Rebound Mary Hardin-Baylor. Josiah Johnson comes out of there with the ball. He drives right side. Kicks it out to Hearn. Now to Stoles. Three-pointer. In and out. No good. Rebound T.J. Hilliard for McMurray. His pass ahead to Ethan Rodella. Rodella will put up the three. Back iron. No good. Long rebound. Remy Minor has got it for McMurray. Fresh 20 on the shot clock now for the Warhawks after the missed throw. 10:48 left, 10:40 left to go here. And the ball, we've got a whistle. That foul's going to be called on Feely of Mary Hardin-Baylor, and we got a timeout. That is his second personal. That's now 5 fouls called on Mary Hardin-Baylor. We have 10:36 left to go in the ball game. 67-51. Mary Hardin-Baylor with the lead as they're going for the sweep of this American Southwest Conference doubleheader after winning the women's ball game earlier tonight, 82-52. You're watching the action on McMurraySports.com. In the second half of this ball game, Mary Hardin-Baylor is 10 of 20 from the field for 50%. and 3 of 10 on three-point tries for 30%, and they're 3 of 4 for the free throw line for 75%. One of the reasons why they've outscored McMurry 26-15 here so far in the second half. Meanwhile, the Warhawks in the second half, 6 of 15 from the field for 40%, 2 of 5 on three-point tries for 40%, and 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 50%. McMurray being led in scoring right now with T.J. Hilliard with 15 points, Remy Minor with 10. Michael Amiri-Agbe has got 9 points, and Rob Charles with 8. McMurray inbounds the ball, baseline right. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Colby Cork drives in. His shot is going to be in and good. Colby Cork scores for McMurray. And for Colby, that's his first field goal in the ball game. 67-53, 10-20 left to go. Mary Hardin-Baylor with the lead. Fade away is going to be good. Hitting from the left elbow is Josiah Johnson. And that now gives him 28 points in this ball game. Back to a 16-point lead for Mary Hardin-Baylor at 69-53. Underneath, T.J. Hilliard, a shot blocked. Mary Hardin-Baylor gets it back. Almost a steal there for Rodella. But keeping possession is Josiah Johnson. He's played really well tonight for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Shot here, no good by Feely for Mary Hardin-Baylor. McMurray gets the ball after the missed shot. This is T.J. Hilliard, and they're going to call him for a charge. T.J. Hilliard has just picked up his 4th foul, called for the charge. And that evens up team fouls at 5 apiece. 9:38 left to go in the ball game. 69-53, Mary Hardin-Baylor with the lead. Warhawks back in action on Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock for the women's ball game against Concordia, followed by the men's game at 3 o'clock. And we'll have both of those for you Saturday afternoon here on McMurraySports.com. 9.5 minutes left to go in this one. 18-point lead for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Long cross-court pass. Fresh face in the ball game for Mary Hardin-Baylor. This is Brandon Dawes in there now, number 12. Ball is loose. Turnover by Mary Hardin-Baylor. Warhawks have got it. Michael Amiri-Agbe in the corner to Rodella. Drives baseline left. Back to the left wing to Amiri-Agbe. His shot no good. Ball tipped by Remy Minor, but out of bounds. Ball will go back to Mary Hardin-Baylor with 9:02 left to go here in the ball game. Feely brings the ball into the front court, gives off to Josiah Holy mackerel, this guy is unconscious. That's Josiah Johnson with yet another bucket. And that now opens up a 19-point lead for Mary Hardin-Baylor. This is the biggest lead in the ball game for the Crusaders. It comes with 8:40 left to go here in the ball game. 72-53. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Hammond. Pass ahead to Prince for Mary Hardin-Baylor. He goes to the right wing with the ball. Back outside Josiah Johnson. Oh, why not? Everything else is falling, but that one he misses. Long rebound, Colby Cork. And here come the Warhawks back the other way. Rodella, baseline left. He goes in. Shot no good, but we got a whistle and a foul. Stops the clock with 8:12 left to go in the ball game. That foul called on Josiah Johnson, and that's now 6 fouls on Mary Hardin-Baylor. 1 more on the Crusaders will put the Warhawks into the bonus for the remainder of the ball game. 8:12 left to go in the ball game. Earlier tonight, game 1 of the doubleheader. Mary Hardin-Baylor won it by a final of the women's ball game, 82-52. It's sort of the same script. It was a tight ball game at the half, but then Mary Hardin-Baylor blew it open in that third quarter. And much the same here in the men's game. Tight ball game, but then Mary Hardin-Baylor comes out with a hot start in the men's game the second half to start pulling away. Rodella's shot, no good. Ethan, a 6-foot, 165-pound freshman from Bastrop. Kyle Wright and Sam Reeves come in now for Mary Hardin-Baylor. One more free throw coming for Rodella. And that one is good. Makes it now 72-54 with 8:12 left to go. Mary Hardin-Baylor with the lead over the Warhawks. Now these two teams, with the defection of Louisiana College leaving the American Southwest Conference, there are now 11 schools. And what they're doing now, instead of having an unbalanced divisional setup, what they're doing now is you play a round robin. You play everybody home and away. Shot no good. So these two teams will meet again later this year in Belton. Pass down court to Rodella. 72-54. 7:42 left to go. Gibson Hearn covering up. Oh, they were trying to set up an alley-oop to McMurry, but Minor came pretty close to sinking the shot. He was trying to go. I thought a foul might be called there on Mary Hardin-Baylor. It wasn't. It looked like they were trying to set up a slam dunk to McMurry, but here's Reeves coming down the baseline. He takes the feed and scores for Mary Hardin-Baylor. 7:15 left to go in the ball game. 20-point lead for Mary Hardin-Baylor, 74-54. Colby Cork with the dribble. Leaves it for TJ Hilliard, but is taken away by Gibson Hearn. Former Cisco Lobo for Mary Hardin-Baylor. Is off to Ty Prince. His three-pointer off the side of the iron, no good. Oh, long pass ahead to Remy Minor. Minor gets the shot in and good. Minor now with 12 points in the ball game. Makes it 74-56 with 6:38 left to go. Mary Hardin-Baylor with the ball. Shot no good. Hearn with the rebound. Kicks it back outside. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Hilliard with the rebound from McMurry. Pass ahead to McMurry. Oh, and he misses what should have been an easy layup. Here comes Mary Hardin-Baylor back the other way, and the shot's going to be no good. McMurry gets the rebound. 6:10 left to go. On the other end, TJ Hilliard. Pass outside to Remy Minor. To Colby Cork, top of the circle. Cork drives to the top of the lane, puts up an awkward shot, but we got a whistle. 5:59 showing on the game clock, 17 seconds on the shot clock as we hit the media timeout. And the foul will be called on Gibson Hearn of Mary Hardin-Baylor. We go to the timeout, 74-56 in favor of Mary Hardin-Baylor over the Warhawks. And now that puts McMurry into the bonus for the remainder of the ball game with 5:59 left to go. You're watching Warhawk basketball on McMurrySports.com. Presentation of First Financial Bank, VIP Sports Getaway, Abilene Bone & Joint, Raising Cane's, Black Plumbing, Potosi Live, United Supermarkets, Pepsi, Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union, and MCM Elegante Suites. McMurry being led in scoring by TJ Hilliard, who's got 15 points along with 8 rebounds. A couple more rebounds, so you'd have a double-double. The only other Warhawk in double digits right now is Remy Minor with 12 points. Michael Amiri only 9 points tonight and only 4 rebounds. Meanwhile, for Mary Hardin-Baylor, Josiah Johnson, 31 points, 13 of 22 from the field, 5 of 12 on three-point tries. Guy's been unbelievable. And Ty Prince has got 18 points for Mary Hardin-Baylor. At the free throw line, this is Colby Cork from McMurry. First one on its way, no good. Overall, McMurry is now 5 of 9 from the free throw line here in the ball game. 5 of 20 on three-point tries for 25%. And 23 of 53 from the field on field goals for 43%. Second free throw, no good. So McMurry is now 5 of 10 from the free throw line for 50%. Meanwhile, Mary Hardin-Baylor, 30 of 63 for just under 48% shooting, 9 of 31 on three-point tries for 29%, and 5 of 8 from the free throw line for 62.5%. Bucket for Mary Hardin-Baylor makes it now 76-56. This matches the biggest lead in the ball game for Mary Hardin-Baylor, this 20-point lead with 5:35 left to go. Rodello three-pointer, back iron no good, long rebound. Colby Cork has got it. He is off to C.J. LeBlanc. LeBlanc puts up a shot that's going to be blocked by Gibson Hearn. And here come the Crusaders back the other way. This is Feely. Now to Sam Reeves. Reeves puts up the three-pointer, no good. Getting the ball back is Peyton Brooks. And its last touched out of bounds by one of the Warhawks with 5:09 left to go. Mary Hardin Baylor inbound the ball baseline right. 18 seconds showing on the shot clock. 5:09 on the second half clock. 20-point lead for Mary Hardin Baylor. Sam Reeves on the left wing with the ball for Mary Hardin Baylor. Now to Feely. Pass to the right side to Brooks. Now he gives off to Wright. 6 seconds on the shot clock. We go under 5 minutes and counting. Shot is going to be short and no good. Pass ahead by C.J. LeBlanc to T.J. Hilliard. For McMurray. Hilliard now with 14 points in the ball game for the Warhawks. Makes it 76-58 with 4:40 left to go. Brooks with the ball for Mary Hardin Baylor on the right elbow. Work the ball around into the corner. That's right. Now back at the Brooks. He'll try the three. Bingo. Peyton Brooks, 6'2" freshman from Abilene High, hits the bucket for the Crusaders. Makes it now 79-58 with 4:15 left to go. In the corner, Rodella. He puts up the three. That's no good, but Colby Quirk with the offensive rebound and the stick back. Colby down the ball game with a half dozen points for the Warhawks as we go under 4 minutes and counting left to go. 79-60, Mary Hardin Baylor with the lead. Big second half for the Crusaders as they led by only 5 at the halftime. But a big second half, and they're pulling away for the win tonight. Underneath this is going to be Feely. His shot no good. Coming down with the ball is going to be McMurray. 3.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. Rob Charles will try the three. Back iron no good. Gibson Hearn with the rebound. Pass to the left side to Brooks. And they're going to call Brooks for a charge. Ball goes back over to McMurray with 3:23 left to go. And we got a media timeout. 79-60, Mary Hardin Baylor with the lead. 3:23 left to go in the ball game. You're watching Warhawk basketball on McMurraySports.com. Presentation of VIP Sports Getaway, Abilene Bone and Joint, Raising Cane's, Black Plumbing, Potosi Live, United Supermarkets, Pepsi, Abilene Teachers Federal Credit Union, MCM Elegante Suites, and First Financial Bank. You're watching Warhawk basketball on McMurraySports.com. Three Warhawks now in double digits in the ball game, led by T.J. Hilliard with 15 points. Remy Minor now with a dozen points. Rob Charles has got 10 points. Michael Amir-Yagmi has got 9 points. McMurray is a team 25 of 59 from the field for just over 42% shooting. 5 of 22 on three-point tries for just over 22%. 5 of 10 from the free throw line for 50%. Meanwhile, for Mary Hardin Baylor, they're being led by Josiah Johnson. 31 points for him, 18 points for Ty Prince, and then you've got Luke Feely with 9 points coming off the bench. As a team, Mary Hardin Baylor shooting better than 46% from the field, 10 of 35 on three-point tries for nearly 29%, and 5 of 8 from the free throw line. Underneath, the shot's going to be in and good. Michael Amir-Yagmi now has got double digits in the ball game. Makes it now 79-62 with just over 3 minutes left to go in the ball game. Long night for the Warhawks. McMurray lost the women's ball game 82-52. And on the other end, layup here, in and good. Scoring for Mary Hardin Baylor. Fresh face in the ball game for Mary Hardin Baylor. That's Logan Blow. Amir-Yagmi's three-pointer is going to be in and good. Michael Amir-Yagmi now with his third three-pointer in the ball game. Gives him 15 points for the Warhawks. Makes it now 81-65. 2:22 left to go in the ball game. Mary Hardin Baylor with the lead. Jumper on the way, good. That's going to be Carson Hammond, a junior from Belton. Transferred to Mary Hardin Baylor after playing at Western Texas College up in Snyder. Rob Charles on the other end drives in, but they'll call him for a charge. Bucket wasn't good anyway. And with the charge, that wouldn't have counted. That's his first personal. 2:03 showing on the game clock, 83-65. Mary Hardin-Baylor with the lead. Now they'll stay in town and play at Hardin-Simmons on Saturday, while Concordia, which is playing the Mabee Complex tonight, will be here at Kimball Arena on Saturday. Three-pointer from the corner good. That's Sam Reeves, 6'5", 210 sophomore from Thorndale. Makes it 86-65 in favor of Mary Hardin-Baylor. We're under 2 minutes and counting left to go. Shot is going to be spin in and good. That's going to be T.J. Hilliard for McMurry. That gives him 16 points. Makes it 87-67. Minute 25 left to go. We got a timeout call by Mary Hardin-Baylor. 86-67. 19-point lead for Mary Hardin-Baylor. And that doubleheader on Saturday will start with the women's game at 1, followed by the men's game at 3. And we'll have it for you here on McMurrySports.com Saturday afternoon. Earlier tonight in game 1 of the doubleheader, Mary Hardin-Baylor won in 82-52, and much the same script. A competitive first half in both games, but then Mary Hardin-Baylor came out on fire to start the second half of both ball games to pull away for a double-digit win. Minute 24 left to go in this one. Mary Hardin-Baylor inbounds the ball. One-hander short, no good. Second effort, no good. Ball loose. McMurray's got it. C.J. LeBlanc has got it. Pulls up, three-pointer on the way. In and out, no good. Rebound, Mary Hardin-Baylor. Logan Blow comes down with it. We approach the final minute of the ball game. And Blow has the ball tapped out of his hands by Rob Charles. 1:04 left to go. And now lots of substitutions coming in for Mary Hardin-Baylor. And for the Warhawks as well. Nick Moye coming in for McMurray. Aaron Ramos coming in from McMurray. Webb checks out. Andrew Stevenson also in the ball game for McMurray. So Zach Pickelman with a chance here to give some of these guys some playing time in the final minute of this one. Back out to Ramos. Now to Stevenson on baseline right. Gives to Rob Charles in the corner. But then C.J. LeBlanc loses the ball. Another turnover committed by McMurray. And now Nathan Self comes in. 6.2 seconds left to go. (86-67). Mary Hardin-Baylor with the lead. They're ready to complete the sweep of the doubleheader. And a charge here called on Mary Hardin-Baylor. That'll be called on Jacob Paskey. Paskey, a sophomore from Spring, Texas. So with 35.7 seconds left to go, Warhawks get the ball back. This is Self. Pulls up. Shot right side, no good. Rebound, Mary Hardin-Baylor. Coming down with the ball is Trace Ritchie for Mary Hardin-Baylor. And now Cliff Carroll just tells his players, dribble out the ball. And Zach Pickelman tells his players, don't foul. And we got the final seconds winding off the clock here.